mbir mi nekkul issue recent issue bi moo tax muy wax lim yàgg a gestu la according to nu mu ko waxee but until recently but soo dégloo overall moom daanaka government bi nga xam ne moom moo am tëralin ñoo am loi pour teg ne li mbir mi nii lay demee ñoom la joxañ baaraam donte ne ku mel ni jaawel asoon ne ñoom mun nañoo produce enough cement for the country Slam and the other company as well Gasem but scarcity amoon na because ñoom luñ ko waxee tarif yi ak impact mu amoon but taxawaay nguur ci mbir mi yow lan nga mën a jàngatee daal situation bi ndax ànd nga ak docteur li mu wax but wala mënoon nañoo bàyyi ñuy jël tamit Sénégal yi indi in as much as dañ jàpp ne tamit there's a need pour ñu mën a protect lu ñu am tamit suñu dëkk bi mu industrie yu fi nekk pour mën a am more employment ak yooyu.
man 100% indigenization nationalisation. dama ko dee support 100%. waaye dafay nekk si dëgg and the current realities. You see, misplaced priority, a conflict of interest, bobu nga dey jël, it's a pattern with this government. Amadou suñ jeej bi, if we are talking about protecting our local industries, we have a God-given industry, mooy jeej bi. Suñ jeej bi moo gën a am doole ak njëriñ to the entire Gambia and even the sub-region than cement. Why the focus on cement? Fee xam nga ne bii nag su ma defee ñëpp ay dunda ñun yàlla lu ñu may si géej mun na dunda géej bi rek Gambia demal latte expanse mun na dunda Gambia yëpp géej bi rek. Why are we not concentrating on that, but we concentrate on cement? Do we have a vested interest in cement? Are we benefiting from cement?
Yeah, but Gambians need cement too.
No. It's not about Gambians.
It's about what?
It's about who is making the policy, what is the policy direction? Because some of you want to protect the local industries, but there is fish here that you have given away to EU, Senegal, and other people, and that fish and the resources of the River Gambia alone could have saved us as a country. But you don't want to focus on that. But you want to focus on cement. Why?
Yeah, because Gambians need cement too.
But Gambians don't need fish.
They do, but...
In fact, our aquatic resources, not only Gambia needs it, we can even give it to other people. And have a lot of money, have a lot of foreign exchange in reserves. That will what? Boost the economy more than the cement.
But doing
so you see impact be,
wow.
Cement is just insignificant compared to...
If I may...
Okay, come here, doctor, yes.
You don't mind if I...
No.
No, I mean, just to buttress his point.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say you want to protect a local industry, means you are producing something. That those producers, you want to protect them. Right now, after the removal of those small-scale importers, Oil is now importing cement from Senegal. So, what argument does the Gambia government has that they are protecting the Gambia? Oil is importing cement from Senegal.
Oh, that's
Senegal? Yes, they're importing cement. Yes, for a fact. He admitted that Hamidou admitted that in the Karfaru interview. They import cement.
Recently?
As we speak, they import cement. From Senegal.
Know that. Okay.
Yes, they import.
Journalists don't know what's happening.
So the point here is the government's argument.
Yes.
This is the profound dishonesty about it. I mentioned this. I mean, when Minister Juve went in front of National Assembly, I wrote an article. Said he knows exactly what he was saying in the assembly was not true. Because once those three bulk importers, once they remove the small scale, Oil now imports cement from Senegal. So the point is, the argument, this is a long way of coming back to him. The argument that this is Gambians versus foreigners is of no basis because out of those three bulk importers are non-Gambians.
But again, talking about the importers, because they are saying the Senegalese, some of their big businessmen are also behind some of these importers for their cement just to come, because that also favors them. They are intruders within that group, supporting them to bring cement from Senegal, in essence, to fight our local industries here.
Again, that's what I told you, Mr.
Ahmad, you don't even have...
I don't know if you are listening to me.
No, I understand what you are saying, because we are not manufacturing. That does not mean... It means
let me help. He has made it categorically clear that these are business people.
Yes.
You have business people in Senegal nga xamne ñoñu dañoo bëgg sen bagage ñew jarlé Gambia.
Exactly.
ñoñu dañoo def lu mu mëna def pour solo
wow, exactly.
Oil tamit dina def lool nonu. Waye kan mo wara nek suñu digënté ak kan mo wara séti interest Gambia ak Gambian kuy jënda mooy nguur bi. So moom su defut you cannot blame these parties. loolu la nekk di explain mu setal ko ñun fii tooguñ ne di blame businessman yi non parce que ñooñu dañ am seen intérêt waaye ñun ku war a am suñu intérêt mooy nguur gi nag su ñooy fenal du ñu wat dëgga yaa ngi manufacture te manufacture you are backing.
I told this, and let me get to the point that you mentioned about fisheries, which is very important. You see, I'm glad you brought that up. It's a very important point. And when we go to the State of the Nation's address part, I hope we can talk about that. Do you know that the Gambia government just, in fact, renewed an agreement where any boat, any fishing boat that originates from Senegal can fish in Gambian waters. They don't have to report the quantity of fish that they've caught. They don't even have to report us. Our authorities, our maritime authorities don't even have to know. I wrote about this in an article. Our minister signed it. So that means, given the fact that even currently among our fishermen, about half of those are Senegalese, any fish and fishing vessels in Senegal, they exceed the Gambian fishing vessels more than 10 times. Now, the agreement this very government signed with Senegal is that to give Senegalese fishing boat right to fish in Gambian waters anytime without reporting to any Gambian authorities, and we Gambians don't even have to know how much they catch.
When was this signing renewed?
It was, I wrote an article about it just a few months ago. It was signed a few years back. The current Minister of Fisheries, Jammeh, signed it and renewed it.
Wow, okay. That's a good one.
For Gambians to know, you see, so you are corruption. Comme nous ko waxe bo gisee dëgg nga bañ corruption la nguur dafa am loi yi nga xam ne loolu la Gambien yi la jox pour yow nga doxal soo doxalut loolu rek nga fen si loolu si boppam corruption la boo ñëwee si télé ngay defeen parti nga gis dëgg bi yëpp nga defeen parti corruption la corruption mooy def lu jaaduwut loolu mooy corruption dishonesty sa corruption la we have grand corruption petty corruption and so there are many types léegi loolu foog mu leer moo tax soo déggee ne ok ñun dañu bëgg a protect the local industry fekkee ne am nga industry waaye nag booy def dara Amadou dangay xool lu gën a am sa néeg sooy sampas néeg dangay xool foundation bi foofu ngay commencé tëddu waaw suñu aquatic resources suñu river Gambia bi moo gënoon a am njëriñ pour Gambia ak bitim réew to protect that one boobu yàlla daf ñu ko jox boobu nekk yaa oil moo ko moom nekkul de salaam moo ko moom boobu ñun ñoo ko moom lu tax ñun ñu ngay dugga si agreements yi nga xam ne dafay noot suñ potential in terms of fisheries xoolal Ahmad let's make this clear for example lu tax ñu ngee wax kenn fayuñu pour ñu ñëw di wax dëkk bi lañ bugga comme ñu nekk foofu tamit ñu am place ñu buggee dëkk bi so ñun am nañu right pour wax gis nga for example 9 million bu ma la wax US dollars is more than the budget of interior and sports 2024 budget bu nga xam ne boobu lañ jot pour ñu kan that 9 million that we have lost potentially is more than the interior budget is more than sports budget higher education you know so Amadou 9 million boobu rek lan la mën a defal dëkk bi xoolal rek so moo tax ñu ngay wax ne we don't have any problem man suma papa wax naan man daal bu nga xam ne Gambien yi mun nañ ko def fii du daan génn benn Sénégal man yëpp fii lañ ko def I'm going to support the local people ñu koy def ñu yóbbu leen China ñu jànga ñu asi machine yi ñun suñu daalay fii lañ koy sol
waaye government bi loolu lañ bëgg loolu lañ wax
good te loolu moo gënoon a yomba pour def lii lu tax defuñ ko waaye si ciment bi lañ nekka
waaw ciment bi tamit wax naa la Gambien yi dañ ko soxla
yes waaye fooguloo
waaye boobu tamit am na njëriñ
fooguloo ne suñu river Gambia suñu ne there is no conflict of interest superseding the national interest yow loo foogee ne lan moo jar suñu lekka ak suñu sampa lan moo gën a am doole.
they are different ministries.
No, I'm not saying they are not different ministries.
Wow.
suñu lekka ak suñu sampa Amadou.
waaw no lekka force kay.
This is it. Why are we not working on that? as a policy yu nga xam ne dafay def ne we like tey maa ngi doon wax affaire yi farine bi flour. xam nga yow li nga xam mooy for example ak man li ma xamoon mooy ok wheat ñu ne wheat mënuñ ko lifin fii ay yooyu noonu. Mbuur beans daf dee mën a defar mbuur.
ma ñebe.
millet. daf dee mën a defar mbuur. ñun suñu suuf bi xanaa du dee mën a def loolu noonu. waaye has the government concentrated on that da ngaa gis dañuy complain ne waaw import flour bi moo tax mbuur bi seer. When priorities are misplaced, lii moo dee xew.
Okay.
So we are saying this should have not even been a priority. If food is there, if our aquatic resources are considered.
Okay.
Could there be any potential conflict of interest? Why are you supporting some industries? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the industries are empowering Gambians or producing
but
employment
imagine
opportunities.
how many people could have benefited from the River Gambia if you have these strikes by the government.
No, that's another one. But this one also is another one. Thank you, Bojang. Doctor, déglu nga Docteur Jiba lu mu wax ci mbiri semaine bi cooli bari woon na